Take you overseas now, where the US President Barack Obama has met the man who's expected to become China's next leader.
Mr. Obama hosted the Chinese Vice President Xi Jingping at the White House, telling him he saw China's peaceful rise as a positive. For more North America correspondent Craig McMurtry joins us now from Washington. Good morning. How significant is this trip and what's come out of these discussions?
Well, good morning. There isn't expected to be a lot that comes out of these discussions, certainly not much that's concrete, but Washington, by its every act, is demonstrating that this visit is extremely important because the administration clearly views the visit by Mr. Xi as a down payment on developing what they hope will be a more useful partnership with China in the years ahead. He isn't China's president yet. He isn't expected to get that title till about October this year, but he was in the Oval Office speaking with the president on camera, both men making comments about the importance of the relationship. Last night, Vice President Xi Jingping was wined and dined by Henry Kissinger and Madeleine Albright. There has been a glittering lunch at the State Department with Hillary Clinton and Vice President Joe Biden. He's also been taken to the Pentagon, which is very unusual for somebody in his situation, and he's also going to be visiting Iowa and Los Angeles. He's meeting some of America's top business leaders as well, so they really are rolling out the welcome mat here, trying to create the most positive dynamic they can on what is a very complex relationship.
And let's just talk about some of the issues between the United States and China. Was human rights addressed? And I know obviously the Americans are very angry at the Chinese for their veto of the UN Security Council draft resolution on Syria.
Absolutely, and it was striking, really, that Hillary Clinton was the host at the State Department where there was a toast. Speeches were made. It was only a week ago that she described the veto by China and Russia of the UN resolution condemning the crackdown in Syria as a travesty. So clearly there are big issues at the Pentagon. The Defence Secretary Leon Panetta is expected to raise US concerns about cyber security. And Xi Jingping, for his part, in an interview ahead of the start of the visit, warned against a US military build-up in Asia. You'll recall that Barack Obama has already announced that America wants to boost its military presence in Asia and is, of course, placing some Marines in northern Australia. And China does have concerns about that. So there are a number of concerns. In their meeting, Barack Obama made a point of saying on camera that there were concerns about trade and other concerns about China keeping its currency low, and also spoke about concerns about human rights. He said, with expanding power and prosperity also comes increased responsibilities. He had little choice in a sense because Republican 2012 contenders have made getting tougher with China an election year issue, and they are really trying to apply pressure on the administration to get tougher with China. So there is that dynamic, but there's no doubt this is about creating as warm an environment as possible, as positive a relationship as possible. And it's also finally worth noting that Mr. Xi's under some pressure here, because just as Americans are watching how he reacts and what he says very, very closely, he doesn't have, of course, that leadership position yet, and you can bet his every step is being watched very closely back at home in Beijing.
Yes, and that's what I wanted to ask you about. He's due to take over the presidency in 2013. What do we know about him and his leadership style?
Well, he's viewed here at least as potentially a more progressive leader. He's 58, he's widely travelled, his wife is a singer, he has a daughter studying at Harvard University. He can be outspoken, but he's also born out of the Communist Party elite. He has had a very careful career, and certainly the expectation here in Washington is if he does become China's next president, there wouldn't be, of course, immediate change because these transitions normally take a long period of time. It's quite a complex leadership relationship or arrangement in Beijing. But certainly Washington sees this as an ideal opportunity to try and reach out and establish as strong a relationship with China's presumptive president as possible.